Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm here talking to Ashley Linden of Linden's Jewelry. Ashley, will you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, hi. So I'm a goldsmith by trade and I'm a jeweler here in Bentonville, Arkansas. And I got started in the business in Florida and learned the repair business first. And so it just really spurred my interest to go further. And so started learning bench work and goldsmithing. And now I have my own store. And we've been in Bella Vista for 11 years and just moved here to Bentonville back in November. And so, yeah, I love this business. I can't imagine doing anything else. So,
That's amazing. And you're so young. You're so young. Like, how long have you been doing this? What year did you get started?
I honestly wanted to be in the jewelry business ever since I was a kid. My aunt used to bring me into jewelry stores and would show me and let her jewelry and let me try it on and play with it and everything. And I used to go to Sissy's Log Cabin in Pine Bluff. So that was like the store that kind of spurred my interest in this business. So I have a lot of respect for Sissy, which of course I don't think anybody that knows her in this business can't. I mean, she's just
Right.
a phenomenal human being, and what she's been able to do with that store in the location that she's at, and everything has just been amazing. But anyway, so I've known what I wanted to do from a young age, and so I actually went to college though for art history. My dad was not a believer in trades work. He was a believer in traditional college, and he really pushed me to get a traditional 4-year degree. Even though I knew I wanted to go into the jewelry business, but he saw that as trades work, and so that was not, acceptable. So I got an art history degree, and I mean, it certainly, it served me from a perspective of appreciating art in all its forms. So I am grateful for that. But that's kind of, I guess, how I got my start, really. I moved up to, or I guess I was in Tampa, Florida, after Florida State, which is where I went and studied art history. And the first jewelry store that gave me my start was there, and that's Ackerman Jewelers, and they're family owned, and they have great ethics, and they really, I was so fortunate to start off with a store that had those ethics and morals in this industry and was able to teach me you know that your reputation in this industry follows you everywhere. And I'm so glad that they taught me that. And I'm very fortunate to have started off with them, and it just grew from there. So
That
yeah.
is awesome. So college and then Ackerman Jewelers. And then how did you get to Arkansas? What
Okay,
what
well,
prompted that?
bad breakup.
Oh, oh, sorry. We'll edit that out.
No, my family is actually from Arkansas. And I had one parent that lived in Arkansas, one parent that lived in Florida. And I was in Florida at the time when I got started. And then I decided to move back home to Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, live by my mom, and start a new life there. And so Riddles gave me my start on the bench, actually, because the business manager, or the store manager at the time, needed his jeweler had left, and he needed somebody to work on the bench. And I was like, man, I've always wanted to try it. Like, why don't you show me how to size rings? And it was just like my gift. I was good at it. And so I went from sizing rings to fixing chains to doing all the little things that we needed at the store at the time. And then I got another store to send me to a repair center and learned how to do things there. And then I did goldsmithing with David Adams in Fayetteville, and that's where I learned how to melt metal and really set stones properly and cut my channels and make my own gravers and make my own every kind of tool that you can imagine. And I think it was a little sadistic at times to make me make my own beading tools. But especially when I saw how much they were, like after I learned how to make them, I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
It's like a Mr. Miyagi thing. David is such a legend. I feel like he can get away with anything. It's fine. Wax on, wax off, whatever.
Right.
I'll do
That's it exactly. But yeah, when you're in a pinch on Christmas Eve and you need to learn how to be, or you need to pave something and you don't have the
There you
right
go.
people, my golly, I can make you one.
You've got it. That is
So,
the
yeah.
coolest.
Yeah.
And I have a question too. So before I was in the jewelry industry, I did not imagine how many women are jewelers. That was something that really shocked me when I started working in this industry. And so I wonder about your personal experience. Did you know other women who were bench jewelers that inspired you, or was this like you were just kind of going rogue and doing this crazy new thing?
Yeah, that was not, I did not know one woman on the bench.
Wow.
The first couple of years. In fact, it was when I went to work for Rogers Jewelers, which they were the ones that ended up sending me to Ohio. Yeah, that's the Ohio company.
The chain store that got bought up by Gitanjali before they went out of business a few years ago. That one?
That was Rogers. That's right. That was Rogers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The one that got bought out. Yeah, Riddles did not. That's right. I'm confused my companies earlier. Anyway, so Rogers Jewelers had sent me up to their home office there where they did all their repairs and everything. And they sat me down and like taught me more repairs, found out what things I was having trouble with, and taught me all the tricks and things that they knew there. And they were just an awesome company, but they had one female jeweler in their repair center there. And so that was the first time I had ever seen a woman at the bench, really. And of course I've seen more since, especially given our, social media and being able to find jewelers across the world and country and everything, that I've seen many, many more. But that was definitely my first experience with another woman at the bench. But I never, I don't know, the women in my family, we never saw anything as being a reason not to go for it. It was, I was
Absolutely.
always wanted to do it, then you do it. It's not, there was no look for a woman that can do it and follow her or whatever. It was
sure.
Just do what you want to do and make your way. And anyway,
that's awesome. That's awesome. So you went to Ohio and then back to Arkansas after Ohio. Is that when you started your store?
Yeah, well, no. And I just went to Ohio for training for like a week or something. It wasn't for
okay.
period of time or anything. I went back to working at Rogers Jewelers for quite a while, there in Fort Smith, actually. And then when my husband and I decided to move to Fayetteville, he decided to start trade school there, working on aircraft mechanics. And that's when I started with David Adams, working on the bench there and learning goldsmithing. So that was
awesome.
So I was doing that for a couple of years, and then and Rogers Jewelers actually hired me back because they were opening up there at the Pinnacle Hills Mall, and they wanted another jeweler there. And so I left David and went to work there and stayed there for a long time. And then I kind of went on my own. They offered me a position when they had got bought out. They were like, well, we're going to move our repair center, to one central location. And, we'd love to have you here and wherever it was, out of state, and, not where I wanted to be. And I declined. And then that was honestly like the push that I needed to just kind of go off on my own. So, so that was in 2011 when the recession hit,
Yeah.
And I thought, this is a good thing. People still want to have their jewelry repaired. They still want to like revamp their jewelry, make it look fresh and new, but they might not have enough money to like just buy new jewelry because, luxury items are typically the first things people stop doing, when recession hits. And so that's what I kind of built the store around, was repairs and repurposing your jewelry. And
that was awesome.
It was stuck. It did good. So yeah,
it's worked out very well.
Really well.
You have a unique store. I don't know if people who are watching this or listening to this or reading this realize, but it's a very, very artistic, specialized, very high quality kind of boutique type store. Is that how it started out? I mean, what were the beginnings of your business?
Yeah, the beginnings of the business, I thought I was going to be a one woman.
Did I lose you?
Huh? Oh, you kind of frozen up on me. Are you still there? Oh,
Oh,
there you
there you are. You're back.
go.
Hi.
Okay. So
Where did we leave
I
off?
don't know. I don't know. Oh, I started off the store as a one woman show there in Bella Vista, and I had all my inventory was on memo. I had like a teeny tiny little budget to get my store open. I had used cases that were spit shined by my family, and like we just it was definitely a bare bones kind of a experience, and it was fun, and we just slowly grew from there into a bigger vision of what I wanted. But at first I was just, I don't know, I just wanted to fix jewelry. Honestly, I just wanted to rework jewelry. I didn't really have a vision yet of what I wanted outside of that. So it just kind of grew from there. And now I'm so excited because I get to support other women or other designers, and so for you to say that it's boutique and artsy and creative and all these kinds of fun things, that's exactly what I want. So thank you for using those words. We definitely try to make it feel like it's a bespoke kind of place. We want you to walk in the door and be like, okay, I'm going to get a one of a kind piece from here, because that is the main objective.
Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, it shows if anybody follows you on Instagram or has looked at your website. I mean, the pieces are so amazing and so unique. What kind of inspired these styles that you have in your store? Like, I know that you've done different lines in the past, and we're going to talk about your upcoming line Pink soon, but I'm wondering about kind of the inspiration for such unique and artistic designs.
So the first line that I came out with was definitely, I don't know. I've always been kind of attracted to the unusual, I don't know, the unexpected, that kind of thing, the juxtaposition of refined and raw. Those sorts of things have always interested me. And I didn't see a lot of jewelers also like making things out of seemingly more obvious rocks, rather
Mhm.
than just a classic elegant gemstone. And I like the rocks, I mean, yeah, Druzy quartz, like the one I'm wearing. I mean, it's just big and raw and unrefined, and I love that. So that's what inspired the first collection that I did.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And then since starting this journey with your store, I mean, you've grown as a company. You've really, I mean, your career is amazing. You're the president of AJA, is that right?
Yeah.
And you own this jewelry store and you employ women. You have female jewelers, which is like amazing. Like Lily, we've actually interviewed Lily on the blog before. She is incredible. I mean, you have such this like amazing network, that you have for your business and for your career. And it's really incredible to see. I don't
Thanks.
know, I love seeing artists thrive the way that you are, and to get the recognition that they deserve.
Well, it's unusual to find other jewelers for sure that will promote other designers in their own stores.
Yeah.
That's kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I guess um, our energies are so good together. Like, and we bounce off ideas off each other, and we really challenge each other. And she's so young and so, I don't know, just creative and everything. She pushes me in so many ways she doesn't even know. And so like it's such a great dynamic around here. And we're very much of the I was talking to my husband about like how important it is for us as females to verbalize positive comments to one another, and because there's just such a great energy about living right now and being a female, and being able to really encourage one another, and it's just such a great vibe here that we all really thrive on, and it's appreciating each other for all of the things that we are, and accepting the things that we aren't, and picking up those pieces where we aren't, and we just have such a great flow around here. I can't imagine it any other way.
I
So
think the customers feel that too. I definitely think walking into your store, you really get that experience of feeling connected and feeling like you guys are you're on the same wavelength. You know what I mean? Like it
mhm.
definitely, it feels very cohesive. Like you guys have the same mission and ethics, and that you want the same things and the same growth for the store, and you want the best for your customers. And, going in and just hanging out with you and Lily and Christina, it's such a fun environment,
Yeah.
which you don't expect from a jewelry store. I think a lot of people who don't have a ton of experience going to jewelry stores, they expect very, very snooty
Yes.
and, very haughty. And going into your store is so fun.
Good. That was definitely a purposeful thing. I don't down to the music choice, like it's funny that all of us love classical music here, like really love classical music. And that's my first inclination to play on the radio. But I was like, it doesn't fit the vibe of the store. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like we're being snooty or that we're too or whatever, or that they can't spend their $100 here or their $100,000 here, like whatever it is, like it needs to be able to feel welcoming to all sorts of people. And so that was even a discussion that we had about, like, well, what music are we going to play, that's going to be that, so yeah, I'm glad that it feels welcoming and fun.
Well, you guys are doing a great job. I hope you realize that, because it's an incredible store, and I'm so excited to see the future for your store too. You guys are doing a really good job branding yourselves and promoting yourselves. And what I'm really seeing is you did this like insane feat of changing locations during COVID.
I know.
What was that like?
I had always dreamt about moving my location to a busier place after I had a couple years under my belt of running a business and knowing what that was going to be like, and knowing that, okay, I can survive, I can do this. But a location in Bella Vista just never really opened up. I had been part of like economic development groups and different things there in Bella Vista to try and get some buildings, kind of parking lots, potholes cleaned up, and just looking a little better, and putting better front on the stores and that kind of thing. And I just couldn't get anything done there in Bella Vista. It was really unfortunate. And so I decided to finally look outside of Bella Vista, which was scary to turn around and like leave a city that's given you 11 years worth of support, and that's incredible. And so it was really kind of a bittersweet choice. But the owner of this building had bought it and revamped it, repainted it, and put a whole facelift on it, parking lot and everything. And again, that was important to me, that he wanted his building to look good, and he cares about the people that are in the building, and that they're going to be representing his city well. Like he genuinely cares about it. And so all of that resonated with me. And I wanted to be close to downtown Bentonville if I could, just to kind of get that energy of the artist community and that vibe that downtown Bentonville has. But at the same time, I wanted better visibility and better parking. And so that's why
reasonable.
we ended up at this particular location. And as far as the timing with COVID, I signed the dotted line on the lease agreement right when COVID hit Northwest Arkansas. And I mean, in my mind, I was already committed, and it was just like, you know what, we're just going to go for this, and we're going to pray that the Lord has everything work out, and we're just going to leave it in his hands. And I've learned over the years to just not fret. And it was terrifying the first 2 months there. I was real worried that we weren't going to make it in the new location, even in moving into here. I thought, for a while there, might even have to close. But thankfully that was short-lived, and we started rocking and rolling in May 2020, and we just haven't slowed down since. So it's been awesome.
Wonderful. Very good. Very good. And that has kind of led into this. Now, what is this? March 2020, 2021,
Mm-hmm.
March 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're about to release your new line, Pink.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So again, kind of going back to that conversation of just like how awesome it is to be a girl right now, and
yes.
Yes. And so, thinking about like feeling powerful and being a woman, and how it's okay to wear your lipstick and your heels and be a boss, and embrace that femininity and yet that power. And I know it sounds kind of weird or cheesy or whatever, but it is a real thing. And it's something that as a female and a boss that I have kind of struggled with, that you don't want to be, I don't know, too much, too powerful, too, I don't know, too abrupt and too whatever. And I don't know, this time in the world right now, it's just like I've been able to sit and fit into this idea of being a feminine woman and yet being in a place of power. And it's a good and comfortable place to be in. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but that's how the line came about. And so I wanted to find powerful pieces that also exuded just a real feminine feel. So that's where it came from. So I hope that each piece feels that way, where they each feel powerful in their own way, but also very feminine and sweet and elegant and all those things that we can be all in one. So
It's an incredible line. I mean, I love it. I'm a girly girl, so when I saw your pieces, I was like,
good,
just totally melting over all of them. They're amazing.
good.
So these pieces that you made, are they one-offs? Is this it? Is this a limited edition?
Mhm.
Or is this a line that you're going to keep going? What's kind of the brand behind that?
Yeah, we really want to kind of stick to what we want to do around here, and that's one of a kind pieces. So everything is a one-off piece. Now, I'll do things like I'll make one piece in white gold, one piece in rose gold, one piece in yellow gold, something along those lines. But otherwise, it is its own. Are you still there?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Your screen just went off.
Ooh, am I back?
So anyway, it is just they're each one of a kind. So, and I don't anticipate to add on to this collection. Hopefully we'll start designing it later and come up with a whole new collection.
Oh,
But
that's so exciting.
yeah. It takes so much work to not only design the collection and build the collection, but when you're also, running the store and paying the bills and doing the jobs that you have to
Yeah.
do your clients there, it's taken entirely too long to come up with a new collection.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to
Hopefully,
design it, make it, brand it, promote it. I mean, there's this
yes,
whole thing around it and naming it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because believe me, there were quite a few different names that we've threw around in here, and I would just, would resonate on a name or a word for a while, and I'm like, that's just not it, And then one day I was just like, pink. I'm like, I don't hate that. It's kind of apt. I've got a lot of pearls and rose gold and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So it was,
I don't hate that.
yeah, I don't hate that. That's my thing around here. Lily, that's our thing back and forth, is like, we look at it and we're like, I don't hate that, because we, unfortunately, one of the things that we as jewelers do is that we constantly pick things apart, right? Like as a goldsmith, when you're working on something, you've got to know when to step away from it, when to say enough.
Yes.
And so that's where the term, I don't hate that comes from, is because it's like, we're never quite satisfied, or it can always be a little bit better. So
it's hard to be a perfectionist and be a jeweler.
It really is.
But it's good. I'm sure it's nice to see your growth and to kind of, to accept this might not be perfect, but I'm still growing and getting better. And it's still better than what I did yesterday and the day before. Yes. And I love how forward thinking you guys, like your store, your staff, just kind of your mentality and your brand is very like forward thinking and thinking of like doing more for the customers and making it better and growing and not just at this standstill. It seems like a lot of businesses, maybe not as much now because of COVID, interestingly enough, but I've seen a lot of businesses that are very static. They
Right.
don't want to learn more. They don't want to change. They don't want to grow. And that's not you guys at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I can see a difference between like this pink line and even like the Ashley Linden designs that we've seen in the past. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a huge difference. But at the same time, I hope that my clients that bought into the original line and love that look and aesthetic see me still in this one, because I think I can still see it very much so. It's just
Oh, yeah.
evolved.
Yeah.
I'm a different woman than I was 10 years ago when I came up with that line,
Definitely, definitely. And as
yeah,
an artist, I think your art grows with you. And I think that when you have people who patronize your business, they see that, they want that for you, and they're growing too. They're changing too.
right.
And I think that with jewelry has this amazing way of finding you at that place that you're at in your life.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so each
So
piece of jewelry
personal.
should be different because it represents a different time.
Yes. Yes.
So I love that. I love that. And then in addition to having your store and having this line and doing all these things that you're doing, can you talk a little bit about AJA and your role as far as like networking and how that's helped you in your career?
So yeah, Arkansas Jewelers Association. I've been a member the entire time I've been open, so for 11 years. And in the beginning, it was really great because it was, again, with little money and funds to travel to buy and meet and network and things like that. It was a wonderful opportunity for me to do that here locally. And so, they were very big on bringing in classes and vendors and all kinds of things in the early days of AJA, and that's really what brought me into the organization and made me stay. Unfortunately, over a few years, we had gotten away from that, and just the cost of being an organization that wasn't volunteer run, that was paid, and we weren't bringing in enough money, that we started getting away from the education and whatnot. But thankfully, a few years ago, Michelle Gutman, he had worked for Sissy's, actually, and Sissy's let him run AJA as president for a few years, and he definitely got on board and was like, all right, let's cut out the costs and let's all go to volunteer, and let's really, as a board, put more effort in, and let's pull together a good AJA again, and let's bring back the education, and let's bring back the vendors and all these kinds of things. And so a few years ago, that's what we did. And I'm so glad that he took that initiative and did that. And so when he ended up moving out of state and passing the reins on to me, I've definitely wanted to stick with that. And so we've been pushing for that as well. And so every time we meet at the conventions, we try to come up with speakers that are going to be not only entertaining and interesting, but somebody that you can learn from. And then we have a few classes the next day on Sunday, that are like about hour-long classes, 45 minutes to an hour, of something that you can learn. Whether or not it's like somebody that knows a lot of bench tricks, or somebody that knows about Rolexes, or somebody that knows about sales, or whatever, social media. We've done all kinds of different classes. And this year, I'm really excited. We are hosting the AJA at Crystal Bridges this year. The banquet is going to be there, which is going to be such a beautiful backdrop. We've got a speaker called Marianne Fisher. She's from Geneva, and she is going to be speaking on vintage jewelry and like how to spot it, how to price it, how to value it, whatever. All these different kinds of fun things about vintage jewelry, which surrounded by beautiful art. I just can't imagine it being a bad thing. And then on Sunday, we have one class booked for sure. I'm still working on trying to find somebody else, but we've got Remy. Now, I always want to say his name incorrectly. Says it Retine.
I probably say it incorrectly too. I've always said
Renier?
Rotinier, but
Rotinier?
he's amazing. I feel like people are going to know who we're talking about.
Okay, yeah,
Everybody knows Remy. He's the
beautiful
coolest.
drawings of jewelry. You know who we're talking about.
The best.
Yes, he's so awesome to watch, and I can't wait for him to give us a little 101 drawing class, and I'm super excited about that. So
I cannot wait. When is the convention? What are the dates?
Oh, September 11th and 12th. So it'll be on the September 11th at Crystal Bridges in the evening. Probably we start around 5 o'clock. And then we are going to have, I think, some private tours throughout the museum. And then we'll, have some wine and whatnot, and talk to each other. And then we'll get started and hear what Marianne has to say and enjoy a late dinner. And then the next day we'll get together at 21C Museum and Hotel, and we'll enjoy some classes there, a couple in the morning, and yeah, hang out. So yeah.
I can't wait. It's going to be so perfect. How can jewelry professionals in Arkansas attend And being in Northwest Arkansas, it's so close to Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri too. Is the invitation open to other professionals in the industry? What are the
Absolutely.
rules?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so you can go onto the Arkansas Jewelers Association website, and there you'll be able to purchase tickets. We don't have them up for sale yet for the 2021. We will soon, but you'll be able to go on there and click on and buy your ticket to go to the banquet. And then, if you want to go to the classes on Sunday, if you're a non-member, you pay a little bit more. If you are a member, then you get a member discount price for that class. And then also, of course, you can always join AJA. Even if you're not in the state of Arkansas, you can be a member of AJA. And then, yeah,
What are
so
some of the other benefits of being a member? What else can people get out of that?
well, I think, networking is obviously a big one. I've had other stores that had just opened up that have contacted me to ask for legal questions, and not that I'm an attorney, but just, things that I've experienced, or things that maybe that they need to look out for, or put them in touch with people that would know. That sort of thing is always really nice. But definitely, being able to bring your staff, because it's obviously it's very costly to try to bring everybody and close the store down and go to Vegas or go to Tucson or Georgia or wherever you're going, instead to stay in your own state and bring them up and give them a chance to learn about maybe a different aspect of the industry. I'm really big on cross training too. That was like one of the things that I really pushed last year before last at the convention, was have your sales associate sit through the jeweler's course, have your
Yes.
jeweler sit through the sales course, like let's all have a little bit more understanding of what one another goes through, so that we can communicate with each other a little bit better. And I
Absolutely.
think that
Yeah.
that's really important. So I hope that people that not necessarily may want to learn to draw, but they'll still find themselves in Remy's class, because they're going to maybe appreciate what their designer does to get that final look. You know what I mean? It's just, all about, again, that healthy work environment and trying to,
Mhm.
you know,
And to
reach
better
all the hours
communication
together.
and
Yeah.
inspire accountability too. I think it's easy to blame someone else when you don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
That's the truth.
taking control of what your job is and knowing what their job is and knowing when it's time to pass the baton. Yeah, I think
Yes.
to some extent you have to have a really good understanding of everybody else's job around you to be able to do that. So I love that. I love that point of view. I
Good.
I strongly support this.
Well, I really hope we have a good showing this year. I mean, obviously, we didn't get together last year; it had to get canceled. So I hope it happens this year, and not only because it's in such a beautiful location, but I miss the faces. I mean, we used to seeing each other every year, and I just want to see everybody. And after this, you know, crazy year that we've had, it'll be nice to just get together and shake hands and be in a room with other human beings.
What a crazy idea. That feels so wrong.
So,
Oh,
in the fact that it's in September, I really hope that we have a great turnout, because that'll have
yeah.
given everybody a chance to get the shots that they wanted to, and those that
Yeah.
wanted to, and all that kind of stuff. So I really hope that that's a good timing.
Yes, I think it'll be wonderful. I'm excited for it. I cannot wait.
Good.
Tell me about the future of Linden's jewelry, Ashley Linden Designs, Pink. I mean, tell me about what is next for you, what's next for your business, up to the convention in September and beyond that. What's going on in the future?
I mean, I guess I have kind of some small goals, but they feel big to me, as far as like, going back to the amazing staff that I have. Is I want to offer insurance for my employees here. That's a really good insurance. That's not just, I've checked into the one through Jewelers of America, which they're such an amazing organization, but I'm not thrilled with that one, and the cost and everything behind it. And so I want to do that for them. So that's one of my little personal goals of what I want to do. We're big on continuing education here in the store. And so after you've been an employee of mine for a year, when you show interest in something like gemology or CAD work or whatever, then that's something that I pay for to help get done. And so, like, Christina right now is working on her gemology degree. And yeah, and she's gonna go to NAJA as well to do the appraisals and everything.
Good.
So
Good.
be really, really very helpful to have here in the store once again.
Yes.
And
Oh, she'll be so good at that too.
yes, yes,
She's such a good communicator and so articulate and so attentive. She'll
yes,
be great.
scale big time. Yes, and Lily's been taking some one-on-one classes with Remy as well on drawing, and so her drawing is just, it was always good, and now it's just
Yeah.
getting, of course, even better. And then just pushing ourselves and our designs and just yeah, making ourselves better jewelers is just my goal every day, to just push ourselves and our aesthetics and our skills. And yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you and what you're doing and what's to come. I am in love with the new pink line. I'm going to share pictures to the blog and the Instagram if that's okay. And tag the heck out of you because I want everybody to see how gorgeous it is. And I'm really looking forward to September and the convention then. So hopefully we can touch base then and have an update and talk about your next new line.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So Ashley, thank you so much for taking time. I know how busy you are. I know that you're at your store right now trying to get stuff done, but thank you so much for taking time to talk to me and let me interview you. And I cannot wait to share this with the world.
Well, thanks so much for your time and your interest and your cheering of us, and we appreciate that.
Ashley, have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.